How's it going? So this is the quick guide, right? And then I'll go into the long one, which I wrote in the Triforce, which is in here. So food that you eat is the most important. Exercise doesn't matter. The most important is food that you eat. So you need to eat food that is high satiety. So I'll give you an example. Tomato and spinach, let's say 250 grams of tomatoes plus 75 grams of spinach is 57 calories. Think about it, right? 57 calories. And then we compare that to 250 grams of rice. 250 grams of rice gives you, I think it's about 315 kilocalories. Okay? But you feel full for about 3 to 4 hours eating this or eating this. So do you understand? You can stuff yourself like a pig. Like I'm talking, you're just like you can't eat anymore and you only ate 200 calories. If you just eat like 1 kilo of tomatoes and half a kilo of spinach, you will not be able to move. It's so much food, right? So, but in rice, to get to that level, you have to eat like 250 kilocalories, which is like a kilo of rice, I suppose. Do you understand? Like the principle is that the food, your body does not care about calories. It only cares about nutritional value. So the trick is to give it high nutritional value, low calories foods, which is satiety. So think in terms of satiety, don't think in terms of calories. All right? And second thing, you have to get weighting scales and you have to get calorie counter. So this is, you need this number here. You see BMR. You need to get weighting scales that can measure BMR. Alternatively, you can find it online, but it's a lot better to have something that just gives you feedback straight away. You need this number, which is BMR, which is your how much food you need per day in calories to maintain your body, right? And the second thing you need is you need to get a diet app, which Chronometer is just perfect, right? And then you see you make your diet, and then this will tell you how many calories you're eating, and then you can compare. You can compare basically what you ate versus what you need. And as long as it's in deficit, your body is going to melt the body fat. It's just going to melt it. And that's the quick guide. All right? So now let's go to the long guide, right? Wait, 1 sec. Okay, so the long guide, right? You need to weigh yourself daily, right? Why do you need to do that daily? Because it will give you a sense of what is working and what is not working. You want to be in position where you think to yourself that if I eat that delicious donut right now, I will pay the consequences tomorrow. Where I get up on the weighting scales and I see that colossal rise in weight. You see, like I have a lot of spikes, and these spikes a lot of the times is because I usually ate for the whole week. I was eating healthy, and then on Thursdays at work we can order lunch, and I would stuff myself with junk food, and I could see the consequences straight away. So it's like a control mechanism where you think, okay, there is price to pay for this food. Is that bag of chips really worth it? And the answer is no, because you can find alternatives, substitutes to food like chips that is both healthy and loses weight, right? I'll give you an example. Alright, so this is why you need to do this daily, and do it every single day in the morning. Make it so you get good measurement. You also have to remember that it will fluctuate. Sometimes you will lose weight but body scales will weighting scales will not reflect it because you just have too much water in your cells. So another stuff, if you didn't go into the bathroom, you will also see it, but you will see it the next day usually. Like, so I'm just telling you that this is it's a bumpy ride. Like you see, it's very, very bumpy. But I figured it out roughly in here. Okay, so this one here is very, very important. What you eat, what you don't eat matters more than what you do eat. So the reason for that being is because the damage done by the junk food is higher than the benefits brought by eating healthy food, right? So think in terms of your body. Well, I can't explain it easier, right? When you eat shit food, your body gets damaged, and eating broccoli is not going to help you because the damage is higher. So you cannot, for example, eat junk food for the whole week. Well, let's say, I don't know, let's say you're eating junk food for the whole week, and then on Sunday you're eating healthy. That's not going to work. Bottom line, my take on this is put the chips that just don't eat it at all. Replace junk food with delicious, healthy food. And you can do that. I'll give an example, right? There is. Like these guys have, this food is amazing. It's delicious, it's healthy, it is unbelievably good. There are a lot of companies that figured out how to make salads and healthy food very, very delicious. If somebody was to tell me, hey, do you want a Big Mac or this, I'll go for this 100% of the time. And this food causes you to lose weight, and it's healthy. Okay? So there's no excuse for eating crisps and monster drinks and all that shit. Stay away from it, because the damage it does is just, it's not worth it. Alright, next concept is think in terms of calories. Think in terms of satiety, not calories. So I touched on that in the beginning, but look, if you eat tomato and spinach, that's 57 calories, but you feel full. Alright, you feel full. You eat white rice, 250 grams. This is 6 times higher in calories. And you feel the same level of satiety. Satiety is basically the feeling of fullness and nutritional value from the food that keep you feeling full for long periods of time. You can find like satiety index foods. We can do it this way. You see, you have them in here. So potatoes are like super, super good. But I don't know. Honestly, I found you have to experiment with yourself. Like lentils for sure works, for sure. So you need to experiment with yourself and find, but this is a good soft guide. I'm talking soft guide. Don't treat it as like a Bible. I'm talking about you need to. This will give you rough indicator, but your body responds differently. Like I personally get completely stuffed on spinach. I don't know why that is. I just eat small amount of spinach and I'm just like, oh my god, I can't eat anymore. For some people it's different. Like tomatoes are the same for me. It's just I eat tomatoes and it's crazy how full I get, right? For some people it could be potatoes. For some people it could be meat, fish, whatever it is that works for you, right? So find that food. Your goal is to find that high satiety food, high nutritional value food, and then you will have no problems eating small amounts of calories and being omega stuffed. Okay, so you can stuff yourself like a pig. So that's about it. And then you need to think in terms of, okay, how does your body process, how does your body react to hunger? It reacts not to calories, because for example, if you eat one donut, which is 500 calories, you will be hungry in like 25 minutes. Your body does not care about the calories. It only cares about, so one thing is stomach stretching, that's true, but this is the most important in my opinion, because um, again, like, you need to think, you need to remember, one tomato has 10,000 compounds in it. So think in terms of nutritional value and food that you put into your mouth. How many compounds and different elements does it have, right? And one tomato is 10,000 calories, right? Donut is plain white flour with jam in it. It's very small amounts of compounds. It's very small amount of nutritional value. It's just like eating. Think of sugar. Sugar has only one compound, which is glucose, I think, right? Now, let me just double check this one sec. Okay, look, you see? So you eat glucose, you eat sugar, table sugar. You get a single compound, which is just sucrose, right? Whereas you eat tomato, you get like 7,000 to 10,000 different chemicals. Well, compounds, right? Chemical compositions. So your body feeds on those compounds. Okay? I just think about example, like think about whales, right, in the water. They eat on microscopic organisms. They don't sit and eat McDonald's, and yet they become huge. So how do they do that? Those little compounds, right? They make you, well, it's a shit example because whales are huge. You don't want to get huge. But bottom line, what I'm trying to say is those small compounds make you feel full, right? They make you feel full. So the more stuffed the food is with those nutritional compounds, the less hungry you get and the smaller amounts of calories you eat. So this is why you can eat sugar, you can eat kilo of sugar, you're still hungry because there is no nutritional value in it. Okay, that's why spinach and tomatoes work really well, because small amounts of tomatoes and spinach gives you colossal amounts of compounds and like vitamins, minerals. So that's why you can literally stuff yourself like a pig. And then hormonal signals, that is probably, you need to speak to the dietitian about this. I don't know what this exactly means, but bottom line, we don't need to get too scientific. If you eat high satiety foods, which is foods that have a lot of nutritional value, high compounds in them, you will not feel hungry at all, even though you ate like no calories almost at all. That's the hack. That is the hack. Okay. All right. So this one is calories in, calories out. I already talked about this. Basically, you have to. The trick when if you look at my weight loss, it's like started to really aggressively going down. And if you track it, that's when I started really getting heavy on this stuff. So, you can buy weighting scales. Most weighting scales will have, I don't know, I bought these guys. They are 22. I bought them on Amazon Prime Day. It was like 17 euro. Okay, it's like, it's nothing. If I did more research, I could have probably found something similar for 10 euro, right? It's not a big cost. In your country, you will be able to find something similar. Okay? If all fails, just buy super cheap weights that can give you just your weight, and then you can calculate my BMR, right? And then you see you can calculate your BMR. You can put your age, height, weight, and it will give you roughly a BMR. But you have to do it manually. I mean, the reason why I like this weighting scales and the app is because it's like everything is there. You don't have to manually do anything, but so you get to save time. You see, so like you have your body fat, body water. It's not super accurate, but all you need is just this BMR. If you buy the same weighting scales, you can sort and move. You see, you can move this this thing here like this. You see? Alright, so you need this. You need to get this BMR from somewhere. And once you get BMR, you need a diet app putting your food into it. It will give you kilocalories. I track personally myself also because I look at the labels on the food, and then this tells you roughly how many calories you're eating. You see there's small discrepancy, plus minus 100 kilocalories. It's not a big deal. And then you can kind of compare what you're eating versus what you're, and then this will give you basically the if you're eating below this number, it's impossible to gain weight. It's just not possible, right? You'll see in here that I gained a bit of weight, but that's probably water. Water will have, like, I don't know, maybe half a kilo plus minus, and also if you went to the bathroom or you didn't, will have a significant impact on this, right? So, but you can see, like, most of the time it's just not really possible to gain weight when you're eating below this. Like, you can see the trend line. You see, like, once I started tracking, it just your body just melts. I'm talking like really melts body fat. Okay, so you have to do that. Hunger control. If you want to eat a little bit, just eat. For me, it's spinach. Right? For me, it's spinach. I can just eat small amounts of spinach, and hunger just goes away. And I only did it one time. Honestly, I did not feel hungry at all for long periods of time. Let me just have a look. Yeah, so you see, over 52 days, I only felt hungry between meals one time. But if you need, you can eat spinach. Okay, junk food I already covered. The problem with junk food is there's no nutritional value. They're high in calories, but the most important thing is that they burn your tongue. High flavored food, they make it very, very difficult to eat apples and spinach and pears, like pears and, you know, healthy food like tomatoes. You won't be able to feel the food, the flavor of the food, because your tongue is burned. So unfortunately, you will not be able to eat that food at all. Otherwise, it's just gonna burn your tongue, and you'll be like, "Oh my god, it's like I'm eating paper." Yeah, that's because your tongue is burned. You don't get any utility from eating food. You will need to understand. I would highly recommend reading this book. You will understand how your brain works and how your brain gets addicted to how basically what causes addiction, and how dopamine and serotonin. It's not super scientific, but it will give you a good sense of how to change your behaviors based on how your brain responds to dopamine and utility. Because you have to remember, every time you eat something, your brain triggers certain satisfaction, right? And the problem with junk food is that it burns your receptors in your tongue, so that when you eat apples, you eat spinach, you get no dopamine at all. So you are not encouraged to eat this food at all. All right, like, because well, I don't want to poop on corporations, but if you burn your receptors, the only way you can get dopamine is through high flavored food, like sugar, extreme amounts of coffee, extreme amounts of sugar, extreme amounts of fat. And then, like, eating spinach is just impossible because your body does not respond to it. So your body will force you to eat shit food. Whereas if you just simply stop eating food, that shit food, your body will adapt. You start getting flavor out of normal food, and then you get more encouraged to eat that food. So your body will push you into that direction. Another problem is that once you stop, well, not problem, but the benefit you have is that if you stop eating this high flavored food, your body does not respond well to extreme amounts of flavor. So if I eat crisp right now, my body does not like it. It does not like it. Why? Because it's instant burn. It's too much. So my body discard, like, if I eat it, my body says, no, I don't want that, right? Second thing is you start to feel like shit, because if you, for long periods of time, if you stay on a healthy diet, salads, I'm talking like proper food, your energy levels are colossal. I'm talking like God mode. You will feel like you can just punch through concrete, lift the universe. I'm talking, you will feel like a god. On junk food, you feel like a pleb. You you are lazy. You don't want to move. You are demotivated. You know, weird thoughts start creeping into your body, into your like your brain, and that is another one where you become conscious of it and you're like, holy shit, dude, I do not want this. I do not want this. So you want to probably investigate your time into this, but I kind of already covered it for you, right? And then you want to think in terms of utility theory. So utility is replacement. Again, don't try to quit, try to replace. So let's say I like bananas, right? One banana for me is like 1,000 utilities. Think in terms of like, give it a number or satisfaction, whichever one you call it. 1,000 satisfaction. Where else can I eat instead of banana that gives me 1,000 satisfaction? A carrot gives me 1,000 satisfaction. Carrot is smaller amounts of calories, and I want to lose weight, so I'll just eat carrot instead, and that's it. You understand? So in my mind, to my brain, I did not quit the banana, because the banana is simply a label for that 10,000 satisfaction, or what 1,000 satisfaction that I get. Okay, so think about this. Let's just do one sec. So think about this, right? This here is called, we call it name, and this is value. Okay, so right now I'm getting 1,000 satisfaction from this item. We can call this item. So my brain is like, I want banana, I want 1,000 satisfaction. I'm like, okay, what else gives me 1,000 satisfaction? Okay, carrot gives me 1,000 satisfaction. So I can either eat this or eat this, and I get the same satisfaction. So carrot, again, small amounts of calories. I prefer carrot because I want to lose weight. Eventually I'll go back to banana, right? It's the same thing. Like, for example, let's say McDonald's, right? McDonald's, well, it's not going to give me too much satisfaction, but I don't know, let's say eating a Happy Meal, or let's say Big Mac. Okay, one Big Mac, I'd say 2,500, okay, of satisfaction. And I'm thinking, okay, where else can I get? If you give me Sprout, this Tokyo Ball, oh man, this thing is so delicious, right? Tokyo Ball, I'd say probably like at least 7,500, okay, of utility, okay. So this has lower calories, healthier for me, much better than this. This is junk food, okay. So I just now replaced junk food with proper food, and I increased my utility. So in your life, you need to look at items, foods, activities, behaviors, right? What you, like stuff, right? In your life that can do that, and that's how you hack it, right? You don't really quit your diet, I suppose, right? You just replace it. So from your body, let's say your junk food diet right now gives you, I don't know, 20,000 satisfaction, or let's put it 50,000 satisfaction, right? So now you need to go through items that are healthy, good for you, that give you total 50,000 satisfaction. Then your body will not give a shit whether you eat McDonald's or you eat salad, right? Because all it cares about is the utility. Okay. And another thing I like about the healthy food is once you finish eating it, it still continues to manufacture utility because you feel that energy pumping through your veins, right? Whereas junk food, what I don't like about it, once you stop eating it, your insulin levels drop, you start feeling like shit, so you get negative utility. Do you understand? So that's why you need another dose of this. You need another dose of this. Whereas with this, it's like an investment that just keeps pumping money. Whereas this is like, I don't even know how to call it in investment terms. It's like some kind of cryptocurrency where you just instantly earn a lot of money, and you're just like, yeah, and then boom, it crashes. You lose all of your money. You're like, oh my god, I feel like shit now. Do you know what I'm saying? And then you need another cryptocurrency, and another one, and you never get rich. Whereas with this thing, you just eat, and it pumps. You eat a little bit more, and it pumps. I'm telling you, it's like just for energy alone, I would highly encourage you not to eat junk food, just for energy alone. Just on that alone is worth it. Okay, so this you can, this is basically I explained the utility theory to you. Alright, so where is the guide for the weight control? Okay. So that was hunger control. Yeah, the warning on the junk food I covered. Okay, so one question is, some people don't like exercise and they say, hey, do you need to do exercise? And the answer is no. Exercise doesn't do anything for weight loss. All it does is it increases your BMR, right? So if you do more exercise, because when you calculate your BMR, it will ask you how active are you. You see in here, if you do a little bit of exercise, your BMR increases. But my take is just don't eat those calories at all. Replace it with spinach. So as opposed to eating slice of bread, which is per bread it's like 100 calories, just eat a bowl of spinach, which is 10 calories, and you don't have to exercise. And that's it. Okay, because the formula is very simple. It's calories in, calories out. Exercise does not matter. Exercise burns calories, but it has no bearing. Bottom line, what I'm saying, if you exercise, well, okay, simple rule is like this. You cannot outrun a bad diet. Just remember this rule. What does it mean? It means that if your diet is bad, no amount of exercise will make you lose weight. Do you understand? Because the foundation of the weight loss is calories in, calories out. That's it. If you're eating more than you're burning, it does not matter whether you exercise or not. Okay? And that's it. That's the whole point. Okay, so why do you need to do exercise? So if you want to have good cardio health, you need to do exercise. But for dieting, if you're young and your cardio is, well, when you're young, your cardio is going to be good no matter what you do. Well, if you're overweight, then it's going to be a problem. But I'm talking about if you have good cardio health, exercise is useless. Now, cardio health becomes a problem when you start to reach like 60 years plus. At that point, you need to do exercise because it improves your cardio health. So you do exercise not for the diet, you do it for the cardio health. And just generally, like weight resistance, it helps you with your skeleton. Like it's just, you don't do it for the diet to lose weight, you do it for other reasons, which is like cardio health and muscle strength, so that you can maintain your posture better and stuff like that, right? But if you just say but I already explained it anyway. Like it's obvious, right? Calories in, calories out. Does exercise matter? Not really. Not really. Eat the same food daily. That's optional. I'll put it as optional. But I find food that I love to eat, and it's not a problem for me to eat the same food daily, and then it becomes super easy to track it because it's the same food every single time. So I already covered this. Do not quit food substitute. And then healthy weight loss is, so if it's gonna take a while, If you're like overweight, well, one second. Okay, look, you have categories of obesity, I suppose. If you have underweight, losing weight is going to be extremely difficult. Normal weight, again, going to be difficult to lose weight. If you're overweight and normal weight, again, might be difficult to lose weight. But if you're in this category, you have nothing to worry about. You don't need to do weight loss. Just maintain. Maybe once a week, weigh yourself, check how much you roughly ate. But bottom line, if you are in this category, that's it, you're done. tick the box, you're finished. You completed the game, whatever the hell you want to call it, that project is finished. Just maintain it. All right. If you are in this category, which was me, right, the problem in here is your body does not like to be like this. So it will push you out of it very, very quickly. So that's why the reason why I'm saying this, the reason why I'm covering this is because this is on average. If you are obesity class 3, you have like colossal weight loss. I'm talking like, have you seen those like super sized people? I'm talking like they weigh 300 kilos. They lose like 50 kilos in 1 week once they just start walking. That's because when you are, this is like class 10 obesity. Once you're class 10 obesity, simply not eating extra meal will cause your body to just melt the fat out of your body. That's because your body does not like to be this. All right, so that's why you see for me, for example, I have 200 grams per day on average. I lose 200 grams per day on average. So every 5 days I lose a kilo. You see, so it's slightly above this number here, but it's completely okay because I am in this category right now. Again, body does not like to be obese. My theory, don't quote me on this, but my theory is that your body likes to be overweight. Your body likes to be slightly above this normal weight in here. Because it's just for evolution purposes, it's profitable to be slightly chubby. Because in case there is no, think about jungle, right? Back in the days, there is not enough food for 1 day. Your body can survive for like months without food, just drink water. So that's why it prefers to keep a little bit of weight on, right? So if you are in here, if you are in here, it will probably push you out of it, so you will have a lot faster weight loss. Because that, what I'm basically trying to say is don't panic when you have a lot higher weight losses. It's just that if you are in very high obesity class, your body is proactively trying to move you to the healthier range, which is overweight, right? And normal, right? So in here and in here, you're gonna have colossal weight losses. I mean, you can see I like lose sometimes 1 kilo per day. You see, like 1 kilo per day. It's because my body is pushing me out of this zone. Okay, so this number is just well, it's a soft number, but bottom line, what I'm saying, don't panic and don't get upset also if it's like you're losing like, I don't know, 90 grams, which is barely visible on the weighting scales. So you'll be losing like, it's, what I'm saying is just that if you're losing that small amounts of, and you're following all the tips that I gave you, this probably tells me that you are probably in here and you're trying to get to here. So if you're losing like, I don't know, 80 grams or 50 grams per day, you're probably in here, which I will ask you, why are you doing this? Do you know what I mean? Like, why waste your time on this? In case, I don't know, some people like six packs, some people like all this training stuff. In that case, that's fine. Then just, like, the reason why I say it's a bit of a, in my opinion, it's kind of not very efficient because your body likes to be here and you're trying to get it to like low levels in here, because if you want to see six pack, you gotta go low normal weight, because your body likes to store weight in the stomach. That's like the first place where the fat goes is the stomach, and the last place where the body removes the fat from. So if you want to see like proper six pack, let me show you one second. Yeah, so you see in here, I have very small amount of body fat, right? And you can see my six pack. That's because you can just see the muscles. There is not a lot of fat on it, and that's why. But this is 3% body fat, right? This is 3% body fat. And in here, where is the muscle mass? Is it this one? No. I think it's this one here. Yeah, you see, so in here I have big amounts of muscle mass. So you can see six-pack, even though I have slightly more body fat, you can still see six-pack because the muscle mass is bigger, right? But honestly, for today's society, this type of bodies, it's very, I don't know. It's nice looking, but I mean, it's not very efficient. Not very useful. That's why I got rid of it, is because it's just that the maintenance on it is just, it's colossal. So, what else? I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. The most important thing is the most important thing is this thing here, which is calories in, calories out. You have to get the app, and then you have to get weighting scales, and then only eat healthy food. That's about it. High satiety food, because high satiety food automatically gives you high satisfaction, low calories. I'm just thinking maybe if you're just straight up eating, but you see, you still have to count it. You still have to, because you need to get educated what food gives you small amount of calories and high amounts of vitamins and high amounts of satiety. So that's why probably if you already know all of that stuff, you can possibly get away with it. But the trick is superfoods, basically, like tomatoes, spinach, and then making sure that you are eating below your total daily energy expenditure. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's that simple. If you were to put a gun to my head and say, hey, what is the number one way to lose weight? I'd say calories in, calories out, and that's it. Everything else is kind of explainer of tools that make it work. Because, for example, you won't be able to do calories in, calories out eating sugar, because you'll be just hungry all the time, and you'll be eating 4,000 calories and still hungry all the time. So you will gain weight while being hungry. Whereas with the healthy food, you eating way below this. You see, like, I'm sometimes eating 24% less than I should, and I'm stuffed like a pig all the time. And that's the secret. Okay? I'll leave it at that. Take care. Bye bye.